Since Labour came in, the country's budget has been very, very wrong,
Rachel Reeves is trying to put together a budget for everyone.
What is going to happen to this country?
Look, nothing has happened to the UK overnight. Markets on other...
I know you're a barrister,
other things.
but you have very intelligent and a clever way you have moved from my subject.
Global economy works on the basis of price points.
Anwar Bhai, our sister made a very strong, sort of about Labour Party. That's all washy, nothing there for anybody apart from the... Do you agree to that?
I think she said something which is of good sentiment and it's sincere, but I don't think it was strong. Because I did not hear, with respect to my sister, I did not hear any sort of concrete proposals of what she, I don't know which party she is, but what she would have done and what she would have liked, apart from tax the rich even more. Now, I think that in addition to those who we've already said are already going to be leaving, including you, including Kambai, all these people, I think if anything, those who are creating wealth will want to leave even more. So I think it's a difficult balance to strike because at the end of the day, the Labour Party and, Rachel Reeves is trying to put together a budget for everyone. It's not just for minorities or for those who are on lower incomes and so on and so forth, which we do need to take care of, absolutely so. But the fact is that we need to make sure that there is an incentive for those who are creating wealth to remain. Kamba is absolutely right when he says, for example, that if he is paying more into the system and then not using the facilities such as the education system, the healthcare system, he's not using them. So he's absolutely right to make that observation. So I think there's got to be balance between both.
It's not as last week's budget. Since Labour came in, the country's budget has been very, very wrong. The farmers. The British farmers are now not farming anymore since Rachel Reeves came in. She's now put inheritance tax. For thousands of years in Britain, these farmers never had a tax. So where I live a small holding. 7 of us lives. I'm the only coloured chap in that street for 20 years. 4 of them stop growing anymore. What is going to happen to this country? You may think she's an Oxford graduate. No, listen. Yeah. We have Cambridge graduate MPs from our community haven't done nothing for the society. No. Okay? Yeah. This Oxford and Cambridge is no more name to me anymore.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't make no difference to me.
The only reason I
But she has messed up the country. Where these people don't going to draw a cucumber, no tomato, no onion, no cow, no sheep. What is going to happen to this country?
I think the reference to Oxford was in response to the allegation that she was not fit for purpose, and I think that's the point that I was making. So I think in context, but just to contextualize. But going back to the observation you make, look, nothing has happened to the UK overnight. For the past decade or so, we have seen a shift in the global economy. We have seen a shift in the dynamics of international politics, which has had an impact. So, for example, when the volatility in Ukraine happened, Ukraine was or is one of the world's largest wheat producers in the world.
I agree.
And the instability as...
I do a lot of business with Ukraine.
Okay, fine, sure. But what I'm basically saying is, when you consider all sorts of other things, the situation with the oil... As we speak, the Americans are threatening Venezuela. Venezuela is one of the world's largest oil reserves in the world. And that is going to have an impact on oil prices, which has a ripple effect on other... markets on other...
I know you're a barrister,
other things,
but you have very intelligent and a clever way you have moved from my subject. So Ukraine is a food basket for Europe.
Bread
I agree.
basket.
Okay. Basket, because Allah has gifted them such a land that they can grow 4 seasons, all sunflower, chickens, you name it, they got it. They also got rare earth, which we make metals and everything else. Minerals, right? Yeah. What I am saying is, one policy she made, next 10 years, the food price will go up in England, might be 100 years, because the farmer, the son of a farmer saying, Dad, I don't want to work with you anymore. After you die, I wouldn't have 40% to pay these people.
Sure.
I'm not going to hold over. I'm not going to spoil my life. He's moved on.
I understand. The example I was giving was by way of an illustration of a piece of the jigsaw. So, for example, if we are going, because you were the one who gave the example of agro-based industries, and I was trying to show and illustrate that Ukraine has, for that particular commodity, a particular role in terms of the price increases. So where, for example, the prices are of a particular, because at the end of the day, the global economy works on the basis of price points. And that is why in America you see things like the tariffs, for example. And if, for example, a product is better to be procured or cheaper to be procured from China, for example, why on earth would we be producing steel in Sheffield or or even in South Wales if it can be procured far cheaper from China? It's one of those things. Even Donald Trump gets his clothes, his own brand of clothing. He has a Trump line from Bangladesh. A lot of the manufacturers, a lot of the high street Marks and Spencer's, Primark, anyone.
I need to give them some time.
Sure, but they're all getting their clothes from Bangladesh. It's got nothing to do with having a problem with the crafts artisans in Lancashire. It's simply because it's cheaper.
No, hold on.
That's the global economy, and it's tough.
Hold on,
but that's how it is.
Hold on.